This video is about the blurred lines between Hollywood, entertainment, news media, and the government, citing a handful of different examples I've provided over the years. Some folks just want to live their lives under the ignorance is bliss banner, and I can't really blame them after working 8+ hours a day, 5 days a week. Who doesn't just want to go home and relax and mindlessly watch Netflix? But one of the biggest wake-up calls is when individuals begin to question their programming, specifically their television programming. Asking questions like, what are they trying to normalize here? How is public discourse being guided by the news media? And who the heck are these talking heads peddling every agenda imaginable from the little black box in my living room? In the first part of this video, we'll cover how governments used entertainment to control the masses and how corporations took note, using the same methods to sell a product. Then we'll cover childhood entertainment, starting with Disney, and the forces behind our favorite family movies. Next, we'll tackle cultural creation and cultural moderation, showcasing some interesting government ties between news media and Hollywood. So let's begin, shall we? The father of psychoanalysis was born in the Austrian Empire in 1856 to Eastern European Jewish parents. It was in Vienna that Sigmund Freud researched and experimented on the human mind, concluding that man was the most ferocious animal in existence. And tucked inside the minds of all of these animals were primitive sexual and aggressive forces. Forces that had the power to unleash widespread chaos, and even the potential to topple governments. While Freud warned that governments had set loose these dangerous forces with World War I, Freud's American nephew, Edward Bernays, had been employed to keep the war drums beating. President Woodrow Wilson needed Americans to get on board with the war machine, and he turned to propagandists to do just that, to convince Americans to join the fight under the guise of spreading democracy across all of Europe, so that a hopeful future might unfold, one where individuals across the world could experience good old American freedom. But Bernays wasn't too keen on the propagandist title. He claimed, ironically, that the Germans had tainted the term, and thus, he reinvented it, emerging as the father of public relations. You see, Bernays had witnessed firsthand how powerful propaganda was at promoting war. So for his next act, Bernays decided to use public relations, to promote peace. How, you might ask, did Bernays execute such a noble deed? Well, his uncle, who, by the way, hated humans, especially Americans, had some interesting ideas on human nature, and Bernays decided it was time to weaponize those ideas. For peace, of course. For peace. American corporations emerged even more powerful after the First World War, and in order to maintain their cash flow, and in other words, their influence, business owners realized they needed to keep their workers in the factories to increase their production. And of course,